Brought to you by Gamezy. Win up to rupees 5 crores every day. Download the app now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the place where we check in with all the latest fun, interesting, quirky and off-the-field happenings from the world of the IPL 2022. Now, one of the first things that we're going to check in on is something that had quite a few netizens actually buzzing on social media, and not necessarily in a good way. It was an alleged exchange that took place between the Rajasthan Royals' Riyan Parag and Royal Challengers Bangalore player Harshal Patel. Now, after the first innings of that match yesterday, which saw Riyan Parag hit a nice little 50 and towards the end hit Harshal for a few big ones, we saw after the match that there was a bit of an exchange, but the broadcasters quickly cut away. As it turns out, those feelings were lingering even after the match because, as can be seen in this footage, which was captured by a fan, you can see that Harshal here does not in fact shake Riyan Parag's hand. Now obviously it would be premature to comment on what exactly was happening because, let's face facts, none of us really know what was said or who said what. So it would be premature to blame one or the other, but what was very evident from here is that whatever little bad blood was there did linger on for quite a while. Let's hope that these players can actually sort things out and remain rivals only when the match is taking place, because after the match it's best to just leave everything, especially if it wasn't something really massive out there on the field itself. Now obviously the Rajasthan Royals had quite the game yesterday, and it is only worth pointing out that because they ended up winning that match, that there was of course quite a bit of hilarious output from their social media team, which I believe requires just a little bit of highlighting. The first thing they asked was, should they forfeit the toss in the next match? Well, they have the best of records. Sanju Samson hasn't really came to the toss, so it might not be the worst idea, especially considering they seem to be winning matches even without winning the toss anyway. So what really is the harm for them? But arguably their tweet of the night came in, well, this. Why should I tell you? They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I think this picture itself speaks for a lot. You know, Riyan Parag is someone who has come in for more than his fair share of criticism, including from yours truly on this particular channel, among others. And well, it is safe to say that he answered all of his critics exactly the way that he should, and that is with the bat. Little wonder then to see that he picked up not one, not two, but 3 or 4 trophies in fact from that match, after that match, given what an impactful performance he had, not just with the bat, but even in the field he managed to take a few good catches. Given that he is only 20 years old and the fact that he does seem to have plenty of promise, fans can only hope that he will now, that this will be the performance that kind of helps him kick on with, you know, the number of chances that he's gotten with the Rajasthan Royals. But moving on from one young talent to the other, and yes, it is urgent watch time again, because the Mumbai Indians, the clever little teasers that they are, I've put out another video of Tendulkar Jr. bowling a wonderful ball. Just look at that action. So clean, so beautiful. But of course, it's got plenty of fans talking, thinking, okay, maybe now would finally be the time that he gets a chance in the team, because let's face facts, Mumbai have lost 8 games out of 8 thus far, and they have not, in fact, they will not, in fact, be able to qualify for the playoffs as things stand. They are out of the reckoning, the first team to be out of the reckoning. Would it really harm them to give a young talent like Arjun Tendulkar a chance? Probably not, which explains why fans are so keen to finally see him get a bit of a run in the team, if not an extended run, at least maybe a couple of games here or there. Do you think that should happen? Do let us know in the comments below. But speaking of one talent who's only a bowler to another talent, this one or rather more well-known one, but who's known mostly for his batting, I am referring here to Sunrisers Hyderabad skipper Kane Williamson. Now everyone knows that the man is a class act both with the bat and as a person, but did you know that he could maybe roll his arm a little bit over as well? Came as a bit of a surprise to me, but as we can see here, yes, that is indeed the skipper of the Sunrisers rolling his arm over just a little. That means, will we get to see him bowl soon? I don't know, but why would they be teasing something like that if they had no intention of following up with it? Wink, wink. But moving on now to another bit of interesting, well, something that was interesting that was spotted, but with the Gujarat Titans, who incidentally will be facing the Sunrisers Hyderabad in a match later today. As you can see here, that's Alzari Joseph of the Gujarat Titans taking a picture of Brian Lara, someone who he would have no doubt grown up idolizing. And it's moments like this that really, for me, make the IPL so very special, because you see the next generation of talent getting to learn from some of the greatest to have played the game. And obviously, the Gujarat Titans could not resist showing off this moment on their social media. And let's face facts, I can understand exactly why that's the case. And we're ending something with a little bit topical news, or something topical from the Kolkata Knight Riders, who, let's face facts, much to cheer about given their recent run of form, but they did bring up an interesting thing on social media, on Twitter in particular, which, as you know, Twitter was recently bought off by Tesla owner Elon Musk. And one of the things that the KKR admin was asking for is an edit button. Now, speaking as someone who's made more than his few share of mistakes on Twitter, I'm going to go there and say that this is not only a dream for the admin, it's a dream for anyone who's ever put out a wrong tweet with a typo maybe and has then gotten trolled by social media. Please, Eon, if you're hearing this, give us that edit button. And on that note, I will have to take your leave for now. Thank you again very much for joining us for this particular edition of the IPL News Wrap. If you enjoy what it is that we do, don't forget to like the video, comment on it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget that if you enjoy fantasy gaming, you should download and use the Gamezy app for all your fantasy gaming needs. If you use the link that's there in our descriptor, you'll get a little bonus cash. And the best part about the Gamezy app, you can make multiple teams. That's right, you can make teams for the whole match, you can make a team for 1 innings each, and you can even make teams for 5-minute intervals. Gives you all the chances you can to bump up your winnings. So what are you waiting for? Download the Gamezy app, and thank you once again for joining us. I'm Shane Reyes, and I will see you guys very soon.